koro more, toma bina ke dayalu, jagata samsare. Patita pavana hetu tavavatara mosamo patita prabhu napaiveara patita pavana hetu tavavatara mosamo patita prabhu napaiveara. Ha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Kripavaro Kana Koro Ami Boro Dukhi. Kana koro ami baro dukhi. Daya koro Sitapati Advaita Goswami Tava kripa bole pai Chaitanya Nitai. Ya koro Sitapati Advaita Goswami Tava kripa bole pai Chaitanya Nitai. Ha Swarup Sanatana Rupa Raghunata Bhatta Yuga Sri Jiva Ha Prabhu Lokanata. Ha Swarup Sanatana Rupa Bhatta Yuga Sri Jiva Prabhu Lokanata. Daya koro Sri Acharya Prabhu Sri Nivasa Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Dasa. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya koro more Toma vina ke dayalu Jagata samsare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gora Premanandi, Hare 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 Krishna. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, Chapter 14, Lord Chaitanya's Childhood Pastimes. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given a summary of this chapter in his Amrita Pravaha Vasya. In the 14th chapter, there is a description of how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed his childhood pastimes, crawling, crying, eating dirt, and giving intelligence to his mother, favoring a Brahmana guest, riding on the shoulders of two thieves, and misleading them to his own house, and on the plea of being diseased, taking prasad in the house of Hiranya and Jagadish on the Ekadashi day. The chapter further describes how he displayed himself as a naughty boy, how when his mother fainted, he brought a coconut to her on his head, how he joked with girls of the same age on the banks of the Ganges, how he accepted worshipful paraphernalia from Srimati Lakshmi Devi, how he sat down in a garbage pit and instructed his mother in transcendental knowledge, how he left the pit on the order of his mother, and how he dealt with his father with full affection. This is the summary of the chapter. Now we can chant the first verse. Katanchana smrite yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhaved vismrite viparitam syad Sri Chaitanyam namamitam Katanchana smrite yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhavet vismrite viparitam syad Sri Chaitanya namamitam. Katanchana smrite yasmin dushkaram sukaram bhaved vismrite viparitam syad Sri Chaitanyam namamitam. Ladies? Tanchana krite yasmin. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Please repeat word by word. Katanchana, somehow or other. Smrite, by remembering. Yasmin, whom. Dushkaram, difficult things. Sukaram, easy. Bhavet, become. Vismrite, by forgetting him. Viparitam, just the opposite. Syat, become. Sri Chaitanyam, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namami, I offer my respectful obeisances. Tam, and to him. Things that are very difficult to do become easy to execute if one, some or other, simply remembers Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But if one does not remember him, even easy things become very difficult. To this Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I offer my respectful obeisances. Purport. In his book, Chaitanya Chandramrita, Srila Prabhupada Saraswati says, one who receives a little favor from the Lord becomes so exalted that he does not care even for liberation, which is sought after by many great scholars and philosophers. Similarly, a devotee of Lord Chaitanya considers residence in the heavenly planets a will-o'-the-wisp. He surpasses the perfection of mystic yoga power because for him the senses are like snakes with broken fangs. A snake is a very fearful and dangerous animal because of its poison fangs. But if these fangs are broken, the appearance of a snake is no cause for fear. The yoga principles are meant to control the senses, but there is no scope for the senses of one engaged in the service of the Lord to be dangerous like snakes. These are the gifts of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Hari Bhakti Vilas confirms that difficult things become easy to understand if one remembers Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and easy things become very difficult to understand if one forgets him. We actually see that even those who are very great scientists in the eyes of the general public cannot understand the very simple idea that life comes from life because they do not have the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They defend the false understanding that life comes from matter, although they cannot prove that this is a fact. Modern civilization, therefore, progressing on the basis of this false scientific theory, is simply creating problems to be solved by the so-called scientist. The author of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita takes shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to describe the pastime of his appearance as a child because one cannot write such transcendental literature by mental speculation. One who writes about the Supreme Personality of Godhead must be especially favored by the Lord. Simply by academic qualification, it is not possible to write such literature. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master Srila Prabhupada opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble respect to obeisance unto him. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, this is a very important verse to be remembered, that by remembering Lord Chaitanya, most difficult thing becomes easy. And if we, by forgetting him, the easiest thing becomes difficult. And Prabhupada is explaining that big scientists, so intelligent, so smart, they don't know the simple thing that everything comes from a higher intelligence. They think life is produced by matter. They don't know the difference between body and soul. They deny the soul. Prabhupada went to Russia, and he spoke with big scientists there. And he told Prabhupada, when death comes, everything's finished. There is nothing after that. This is everything, the all in all. So Prabhupada was surprised. Big scientist, he gets such big salary, big post in the government, and doesn't know a simple fact that even a rickshawala in India may know, that we are not the soul. We are not the body, we are the soul. Such a simple thing. And everything happened because of your karma. If you do bad thing, you have simple thing. Any simple person may know, but the big scientists in the West, they don't know. That's amazing, isn't it? Prabhupada said because they didn't get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. They forget Mayaya Pahrita Gyan, their intelligence is stolen from them. When Srila Prabhupada visited South America, Venezuela, had the good fortune, to be initiated by him at that time. And the night he arrived, we had Gornitai deities installed just months before he arrived. He gave the instruction, you must install Gornitai. So we did that. And the night he arrived, after, Abhishek, Guru Puja, everything, he was facing the deities face to face. And he said, it is very nice that tonight we have with us these two Prabhus. And which Prabhus? And he was pointing to the deities. They are the two Prabhus. And he said, there is a very nice song. Can you follow me? He wanted to sing a song for Gornitai. And the song he wanted to sing was, this famous song by Lochandas Thakur. You must hear it. Parama Karuna Pahondui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra Tabavatar Sarashiromani Kevala Nanda Khanda. That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so kind and merciful, him and Lord Nityananda both, that he's the crest jewel of all Brahmanas, of all avatar, the best of all avatars, because he brought simply a process which is simply blissful. Kevala Ananda Kanda. And that is chanting, dancing, hearing Krishna Katha and feasting. A very blissful process, isn't it? Very, very easy and a blissful process. But as soon as Srila Prabhupada started singing, he could only manage to sing the first two words only. He said, Paramo Karuna, and his voice choked. He couldn't sing anymore. He laid his head back on the asana. Stream of tears were, falling from his eyes. All the room was silent, total silent. We were in amazement, to see Prabhupada's ecstasy. It was the first time for us, And very few times Prabhupada exhibited his ecstasy in public like that. Very few times, and that was one of them, in South America. And after a while, Prabhupada came back to external consciousness. He opened his eyes and we could see his eyes shining, And he said, with a grave voice, he said, Paramo Karuna. Lord Chaitanya is so kind, so merciful. Because if you would have come to kill demons like Lord Krishna did, practically speaking, nobody will be left in Kali Yuga. Prabhupada said, the demon and the devotee are living in the same body in Kali Yuga. Meaning the mentality, it's not like we are ghost hunted or something. But the mentality, And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to kill this evil mentality through this chanting of the holy name Harinam and devotees association. Both together very important thing to maintain our spiritual life, to keep it growing. We need good association and avoid bad association and always chanting the holy name. A simple process we have to embrace. So at the end of this lecture that night, Prabhupada said, now you are very fortunate, you received the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Now you must make others fortunate too. Distribute the mercy. Of course, we were going to Sankirtan every day. And when Prabhupada was there, we also kept going, of course. And the temple was on a hill. So while doing Sankirtan, sometime we looked at the hill from a distance. Oh, Prabhupada's looking at the people, blessing them from there, up there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so kind, so merciful to the fallen souls of Kali Yuga, because people in general not attracted much to philosophy. The majority not attracted, very few. Prabhupada said, Kirtan Prasad for everyone. For those who are interested in philosophy, we have the knowledge, the books, of course. No? So both things are there, of course. Prabhupada, he wanted very much this book to be distributed. The temple president asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, why you emphasize so much to distribute big amounts of books? What is the reason? Prabhupada said, because people are suffering. And their only hope is that a devotee give them a book. That's their only hope. Because we try to give them relief. They're suffering because of ignorance. They've forgotten Lord Chaitanya. They've forgotten Krishna. They don't know who they are. So by giving them this knowledge, we are giving them the best help possible in Kali Yuga. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going to appear, there was a lunar eclipse. Generally speaking, eclipses are not good, are bad, because Rahu's trying to cover, the sun, the moon, so they are inauspicious. But this particular, Lord Chaitanya decided he wanted that this eclipse will happen, because generally speaking in India, when to counteract the evil effect of the eclipse, people will go take bath in a holy river if they have a river nearby, holy river, and they chant the names of God. So when Haridas Thakur and Advaita Acharya went to the Ganges to take bath, they saw thousands of people in the river chanting the names of the Lord. So they were very happy, very ecstatic. And Haridas Thakur told Advaita Acharya, let this eclipse never finish. Let them last forever. So the Lord wanted this appearance, that people will be chanting the holy name, because that was his mission, to come to give the chance to everyone to chant the names of the Lord. And something amazing happened also. Although Rahu is a demon, by the appearance of Lord Chaitanya, his mind changed. And Rahu thought, this is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Rahu thought, the golden moon of Lord Chaitanya appeared. What is the need of this imperfect moon with spots on it? Let me cover it. And that's why the eclipse happened, So even Rahu's mind was influenced by the Lord's appearance, Shuklambar Chakravarti, Lord Chaitanya's grandfather, he made the horoscope, and he foretold many wonderful things. he said, this boy is going to distribute, devotional service, Krishna consciousness. He will deliver all the people, And he gave them the name Vishvambar, the maintainer of the universe. Sita Thakurani, Sri Advaita's wife, she gave him the nickname Nimai. He was reborn nearby in neem tree. And neem trees are known to be antiseptic, Ghosts will not approach those trees. A story. There was a story, Bhakti Thakur found some people worshipping a ghost who was in the tree. So he put a man to read Srimad Bhagavatam underneath the tree. And after a few weeks reading, the tree cracked in half and the ghost left. So sometimes ghosts do take shelter in trees like that. But neem tree, because they're antiseptic, they don't approach. Prabhupada used to use neem twig as a toothbrush, In the West, they will use eucalyptus because neem wasn't so much available at that time. I remember, I wasn't there, but I heard from the devotees when Prabhupada visited Mexico, walking on the park, he saw a big eucalyptus tree. And Prabhupada stopped, looked at the tree, and he told the devotees, I want that branch up there. It was a very tall tree, was almost impossible. How to get it? But the devotee, they wanted to please Prabhupada, so they decided to make a human pyramid, to climb on each other's shoulder, In Spain, this is a kind of sport. People compete to see who, they call it castles, to see who can build it up the highest. He's the winner, And this competition actually is there in India, In Jamastami, they climb, and very high yogurt pot, they break the pot, all these things, So the Spaniard, they came to know about the Gujaratis, Indians doing this sport also. They invited them to Spain to have competition with them. And guess who was the winner? The Indians. They have more experience, many more years experience than the Spanish. So the TV interviewed them, and they asked them, can you please tell us what is the origin of this sport, from where it came up, because we also do it here in Spain, but we don't know, So the Gujarati told them, actually this came from Lord Krishna's pastime, that he will climb his friend's shoulder to steal the butter and yogurt. So we imitate him, we follow that. And anyway, so the devotees in Mexico, they were not professional, they were just trying to please Srila Prabhupada, and they failed few times, they fell on each other 3-4 times, Finally, they put the little boy on the top. I could grab the branch, and he fell along with it. And everybody fell. Nobody was harmed. They just fell on each other, But they went and gave Prabhupada the little branch. And Prabhupada examined the branch, and he said, it is useless. He threw it away. But he was pleased that the devotees tried to please him, like that. So, anyway. So Lord Chaitanya in his childhood pastime, so sweet, so beautiful. His parent will see in their house the mark of feet of Krishna. So they thought that their deity Shalagaram Shila would take a baby form and walk in the house. They thought that. But when Lord Chaitanya turned and showed them his feet, they saw the marks there. They were surprised. They were in ecstasy, like that. They remembered Nilambar Chakravarti prediction about their son, so they were very, very happy. And the Lord started crawling, and he will walk around the house. One day, a big cobra snake came by. And you know who was that cobra? Anantashesha. Anantashesha wanted to play with the Lord. Took this form of a big cobra. Because Anantashesha thought, this ordinary serpent, Kaliya, okay. All right, wonderful, Jai. Yeah, there it is, the pastime. You see it, that in corner? Nimai grabbing the snakes? Okay. So, that's in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Anantashesha thought, if an ordinary snake like Kaliya could play with my Lord, why I can't also play with him? So, the cobra came and encircled little Nimai, and Nimai wasn't afraid or anything, he knew he was his devotee. So he laid down on the snake, like a bed. But some people passing through, they saw that and they became disturbed. This little boy's life is in danger, they start shouting, Garuda, Garuda, help this boy, because Garuda is the enemy of the snakes. So they were calling out to Garuda. So when Anantashesha saw all this disturbance, he decided to leave. And but Lord Nimai will grab his tail and try to put it back. So a wonderful pastime of little Nimai. Then one day, some rich man gave him a beautiful, golden necklace, to the boy. And two thieves, they saw that, and seeing the boy alone, they kidnapped him and they were running somewhere else to take out, to steal this ornament. But by the mystic power of the Lord, they went in circles and they were again in front of his house. And the parents were looking for him. Oh, thank you for bringing our boy. And they left the boy there and left running, Oh, why they left? We wanted to give them something for bringing the boy back. Like that. Many wonderful things like that. In Chaitanya Mangal by Lochan Das Thakur, there is a very amazing pastime of little Nimai. And that is, he started to go out of the house when he started walking, with his friends, And sometime they will go to the neighbor's house and steal sweets, Burfi, Sunday, Bengali sweets. And he will bring them to the ladies in his house who were still keeping 24-hour kirtan. When Lord Chaitanya appeared, all the ladies from the neighborhood, they came and they will do kirtan. When they stop, he will be crying. And when they start chanting again, he will smile. So they were always doing kirtan. And even after he grew up, they still kept doing kirtan. So he will bring them sweet to please them. He says, oh, this boy is very smart. To keep us happy, he always brings us sweet. But he was stealing the sweet from the neighbors. and one of those times, he was with his friend playing. They found a little puppy. He was abandoned by his mother. So Nimai picked up this little puppy, took it home. And all his friends also, they wanted to play with the puppy. So they were calling the puppy, puppy, come, come, come. The puppy will not go. Only when Nimai will call him, he will go only to him. And Nimai will hug him, put him on his shoulder, run around the house. All the boys, give us a little puppy, let us play with him. Okay, call him. He will not go. So one of his friends get upset and left the house. And on the way, he saw Sachi Devi, Nimai's mother, and he complained to her, your son is playing with a dog inside the house. Oh, that's very muchi, that's not very unclean. So she ran to the house and all the boys left and she chastised Nimai. Nimai, immediately he should take bath in the Ganga. But please don't throw away my puppy, please. Don't worry, I will tie him to the chair. Just go take your bath. Of course, when he went to take his bath, she threw the dog out of the house, the little puppy out of the house. In Vedic culture, the tradition, you can have dogs and feed them, maintain them, but you don't let them enter the house. Nowadays, people, of course, eat at the same place, sleep in the same bed with the house. They allow the dog to lick their faces. And the scientists discovered that the saliva of the dogs can give you a type of cancer. Really, it's a scientific discovery found out recently. They were advising people not to allow them to lick them, like that. It's true. It's a fact. Anyway, we don't go in much details about that, But the thing is, one day in the public market was full of people. People start hearing somebody chanting, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda. They were like, who's chanting? They didn't find anybody, but they look at the ground, and that little puppy who was touched by Nimai was chanting and dancing, standing in two legs and moving his like that, and he was saying, Radhe Govinda. Wow, this is a miracle, a dog chanting and dancing. So they surrounded him and they were encouraging him, they were clapping, and he kept dancing and jumping. And in one big jump he made, he fell dead. Oh, poor thing, he died. Poor thing. A Vaikuntha airplane came and he took a four-armed form and they took him back to Vaikuntha. Amazing, isn't it? That is described by Lochandas Thakur, in his book. Many amazing pastime like that. One day, he was sitting on broken pots. They use clay pots to cook. And after using some time, they throw away, make new ones. Very traditional. And Nimai was sitting on the top of those pots, and also he was eating dirt. So his mother, Sachi Devi, was chastising him. Why you're sitting on this broken, dirty pots? He said, in Lord's creation, nothing is dirty. Everything is Brahman. Why are you eating dirt instead of sweet rice I gave you? Everything is Brahman. Everything is one. Dirt and sweet. The rice coming from the ground also. But then she told him the philosophy that although everything is one, there is difference at the same time. If you eat the dirt, you may get sick. But if you eat the rice, the sweet rice coming from the ground, you get healthy. So there is one and difference at the same time. So he thanked his mother. Thank you for teaching me this philosophy. Oneness and difference at the same time. So many wonderful pastimes like that. One day, a Brahmana came to visit his home, to stay for a few days there as a guest. And this Brahmana was traveling with his deity. He will carry his deity on the back, on his neck. A Krishna deity, beautiful Krishna deity, playing the flute. So this Brahmana had the custom, the tradition, that he will only eat whatever he will cook and offer his deity. He will not eat anybody else's offering, only what he offered to his deity. So they respected his wish, and they gave him all the ingredients to cook. So he was cooking for the Lord, and when he finished cooking, he started ringing the bell and chanting the prayers, calling the Lord to eat. And Nimai came and started eating the offering from the plate. And the Brahma became disturbed, boy, I'm offering to the Lord, why are you disturbing my offering? So all the family came, they heard, the noise, and they apologized, sorry, little boy, he doesn't know, please forgive him. Yeah, okay. But please be sure he doesn't do it again, Okay, please have another ingredients, do another offering. He did it. And when he was ringing the bell, Nimai again came and started eating. So he pulled his hair, Krishna wants me to fast today, The family came, please forgive the little boy. We're gonna lock him in the room so he can't disturb you anymore. Please offer for the last time. No, it's too late. Krishna wants me to fast. No, please. Will be a great, an auspiciousness for us that you are visiting our home, you will not eat. Please, please, cook for the last time. Okay, I will do it. So almost midnight, the poor Brahmana was offering his prayers, offering the food, ringing the bell, and Nimai appeared from nowhere and started eating it again. So the Brahmana again was disturbed. Why you're doing this, boy? Why you're disturbing my offering? Nimai said, I don't understand you. You're calling me to eat. When I come to eat, you become angry. But I'm not calling you, I'm calling Gopal. You don't know who I am. No. Then he showed his Gopal form to the Brahmin. The Brahmin fell in ecstasy. He started breaking the pots, rolling in the ground, smearing the prasad on his face. He created so much noise that everybody woke up from the house, Jagannath Mishra, Sachi Mata, Vishvarupa, they came running. Anything wrong? The boy did no. And Nimai forbade him to tell them, to tell anybody. He immediately disappeared after that. So no. The offering was perfect. Completely successful, the offering was. So this Brahmana stayed some time in Navadvip just to witness the Lord's pastimes, like that, no? So he gave his mercy to many people like that, no? When he was a little younger, he went to school, and the teacher was surprised. He learned so fast the grammars, the Sanskrit, very fast in few days. They were surprised. This is very brilliant boy, But sometime he will escape from school. Have you ever escaped from school? Me included. When I was a little boy, studying at school, my first school name was Ram. And that was in Middle East, in Syria, Aleppo. And the school name was Ram. So when we coming from Ram school, where are you going, Ram school? So I was chanting Ram from childhood. Anyway, so he will go and take bath in the Ganga with his friend, and they will play pranks on the Brahmin. They came bath. He will go underneath the water and pinch their legs, like that. and when they're going out of the water, he filled his mouth with water and spit it on them. Brahmana became angry. I have to take another bath now. He doesn't know he get double purification, because the Ganges water comes from the lotus feet of the Lord, and Nimai was blowing water on him from his mouth, so double purification. But they didn't know. So they went to complain to Jagannath Mishra, that your son doing this mischievous activity, you should chastise him. Yes, I will chastise him. So Nimai came, and his father, where are you coming from? From school. What was you doing? I was writing my, lessons. See, I have ink in my hands, And he looked at him, his hair was dry. Because the river is nearby, at the door. So if you took bath, you must be wet, your hair. But no, it was dry. So he wasn't sure, But he still chastised him. You should not disturb the Brahmanas, You should not escape from school. And that night, Jagannath Mishra had a dream. In that dream, one demigod was instructing him. You should not chastise your son. You don't know who is he. He's the Supreme Lord himself. Narayan himself. You should be more careful. And Jagannath Mishra was arguing with the demigod. He can be whoever you are. He's my son. If he's behaved, it's my duty to correct him. Don't argue with me. They were arguing all night in the dream. Jagannath Mishra woke up very surprised, by that. At another time, young Nimai go to the Ganges, and he will see all the young girls offering arti and food to Lord Shiva to ask him for a good husband, So that was the tradition. Somebody wants a good wife, he should worship Goddess Durga, Ambika. And he wants a good husband, he should worship Lord Shiva. That's the tradition. But he went there and told the girls, the same age as him, teenagers, He said, I am the master and Lord of Shiva. If you want to have a good husband, you must give all these offerings to me. If you don't, I will curse you to marry an old man with 5 co-wives. They were all frightened. take all the offerings, like that. Prabhupada explained the purpose. If a lady devotee wants to have a good husband, she should not worship Lord Shiva. She should worship Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He will bless her with a good husband. Like that. So many wonderful pastimes performed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his childhood pastime. If you remember any or want me to speak about any other pastime, please do. Any moment you can raise your hand, like that. So let's do that. Let's hear from you. Any comment, questions, or suggestion? Please do. Yes. Yeah, that came a little later, when he was a little younger. He was like, yeah. One very interesting thing about this pastime of Keshava Kashmiri is that Keshava Kashmiri was a great devotee of Goddess Saraswati, the goddess of learning, of knowledge. And he was Digvijay, he was winner everywhere he went, debating. He will defeat anyone, everyone. So everybody feared him when he arrived in Navadvip. All the big scholars, all the teachers, gurus, they were afraid of him, that he will challenge them. If you are challenged, you can't deny, otherwise you will be considered like coward or something. So all of them made the plan to ask him. The most brilliant scholar we have in Navadvip is Nimai Pandit. Go debate with him. So he went to challenge him. Because they thought, if he defeat Nimai, he's a very young boy, it's no big deal. But if he's defeated by him, it will bring us more, what do you say, prestige. Yes, prestige. Yeah. So they met. At that time, Nimai Pandit had his own school and he had his own students. He was teaching Jain, Sanskrit, grammar, everything. So they were accompanying him, and the scholar also came with his followers. They met at the shore of the Ganges. They, exchange, namaste, everything. So the scholar said, okay, I'm going to compose right now 100 verses in Sanskrit glorifying the Ganges River. And he did it. He was so brilliant. Just immediately he composed them, 100 verses, And after he finished, Nimai told him, was very nice. But in the verse such and such, in the second line, you made a mistake. And he mentioned the mistake. You can reach it actually now that the details are given, about the pastime. And another verse, in number such and such, you made another mistake. You repeated twice the name of Shiva unnecessarily. Was not maybe ornamental, but not necessary. And he was completely shocked how he could memorize the 100 verses. I just saw like thunder, hit one after the other. And he knew which verse I did a mistake. So he was defeated actually. So Nimai's students were laughing and he stopped them. No, don't laugh. And he tried to compose himself. So, okay, we can continue tomorrow discussion, we have to leave. And Keshava Kashmiri was actually crying. He said he was crying to his worshipful deity, Saraswati. I never experienced defeat until now. Why you made me make this mistake, dear Mother Saraswati? Never happened before. Did I displease you in any way? And that night, she appeared in his dream and chastised him. Said, fool, you don't know who defeated you today. He's my Lord and Master. I worship him. I adore him. You are very fortunate. He's the Supreme Lord himself. In the morning, you should wake up and go surrender to him immediately. So he woke up in ecstasy, completely very happy, and ran and fell at the feet of the Lord and prayed for his mercy. And the Lord, blessed him. And he decided to give up his scholarship and remain in Navadvip to witness the Lord's pastime and to serve him. But the Lord forbade him disclosing his divinity to everyone. So at the beginning of his pastime, the Lord didn't display his divinity to everyone. Only after he took initiation from Ishvarapuri, he started to show his divine ecstasy to everyone, not before that. Anyone else would like to comment? Because Yoga Maya, the internal potency of the Lord, even his close associate, they thought, oh, he's a great scholar. Sometimes they even avoided him because, he liked to debate a lot of, philosophy and grammar and things. So, but he said, one day I will become such a great Vaishnava. You always want to be with me. And that, of course, happened. But they still thought he was a great Vaishnava. Nimai will go to the house of his devotees and wash their garments, wash their clothes, do service to his own devotees, Yes. No, Hiranya, and this one he was a kid. This pastime happened with a kid. That he told his mother, I want to eat the offerings that Hiranya and they're offering to his deities on Ekadasi today. So they went to collect that. How he knew that we were doing special offering today, Of course, it's a very interesting thing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told his mother to follow Ekadasi because the tradition at that time was widows don't follow Ekadasi. And when his mother became widow after his father passed away, so he instructed her, you should still continue doing Ekadasi, So he ate grains on Ekadasi as a boy because according to the Vedas, boys only have to follow Ekadasi from the age of 8 up. Prabhupada said from 8 to 80. Of course, Prabhupada was 80, still following Ekadasi. He was not eating grains on Ekadasi. But that's the tradition. So if you have kids, you should instruct them from the age of 8, you must start following Ekadasi. Not before. Before is okay. No, I don't. Which one is that?
This is like mixing sand with food, but just to teach him a lesson. He actually, but I can't remember the name of those.
I remember another pastime, even also very interesting. Once Nityananda and Lord Chaitanya was walking in Navadvip, and Nimai asked Nityananda, who lives in that house? Oh, in that house lives a sannyasi. Oh, really? They should visit him. So they went to visit him, and to their shock, the sannyasi was fallen. He was living with a lady as a partner, So anyway, he offered them fruit. They accepted, they ate the fruit. And the sannyasi said, oh, you are very nice Brahmin boys. I want to give you a blessing. So he was giving blessing to Nimai. Said, you may have a long life, a beautiful wife, a lot of riches, like that. And Nimai protested. I was expecting better blessing from you, being a sannyasi. And the sannyasi get angry. I traveled all over India. Everybody appreciated my blessing. Only you're protesting. And Nitai said, oh, forgive him. You know, he's very great devotee of Krishna. He's very attached to Krishna. Oh, it's okay. All right, should I bring Ananda? You know, Ananda means bliss. So Nimai asked Nityananda, what he mean by bringing Ananda? Bliss. Oh, he mean to bring wine. What? Wine? No. We should run from this house. They run away and jump in the Ganga with their own clothes and everything. That sannyasi in that life didn't get better, but in next life he became great devotee because they accepted service from him, you know, in the form of food, fruit. So he became great devotee next life. Him.
That pastime of Nitai and Nimai in the house of Sachimata when they were taking lunch there. And they appeared as Krishna and Balaram, and she became quite perplexed.
Yes, she actually had a dream. In that dream, she saw Krishna Balaram sitting on a throne and eating all kinds of sweets. And suddenly little Nimai Nitai appeared there, and Nitai told Balaram, Dwapara Yuga is over. Your time is over. Now is Kali Yuga. That's our time. You should come down the altar. We are going up to eat the sweets. Hare Krishna. One last question. The lady should ask a question. Please pass the mic to her. Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for an enlivening class. This is more of just a comment, but there's a very popular saying in America, and I never questioned its origin, but after hearing you speak, I'm certain it comes from the Vedic origin, which is God made dirt, so dirt don't hurt.
Please repeat that.
God made dirt, so dirt don't hurt.
Very nice saying. I like it. Hare Krishna. Very good. All right, thank you everyone for Hare Krishna. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol.